Hey guys, my name is Ammar Ajjoub and welcome back to another episode. As you probably may know that I recently moved to the iOS world with the iPhone 12 Pro after using Android devices my whole life, and I've been sharing on my channel my journey with the iOS world. And it's been more than a month now, and I want to share with you today my experience with the Apple ecosystem so far. I did a video after using the iPhone for 1 week, so if you want to check that out, because I'm not going to go over the same points again. I'm not going to lie to you, I've been really enjoying the Apple ecosystem and the iOS world so far, and it has a lot of ups, but at the same time it has a lot of downs. Hardware wise, everything is great about it. Of course, I mean, you're getting a flagship, of course you're gonna get flagship features, but I want to focus today more on the software side, because this is what people are debating about. And I'm gonna be super transparent with you, because I'm gonna share with you my honest experience. I'm gonna mention it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I want to start with the ugly. And it starts with the first thing that you want to do, which is unlocking the phone. Face ID with the mask on this year is not the greatest. Face ID works really well, I'm not gonna lie to you. It works in different light conditions, in different angles, but as soon as you go out of the house and you have the mask on, every single time I want to unlock the phone outside, I need to put the passcode. I mean, unless I want to get COVID and put the mask off, but no thank you. Siri is not as good as Google Assistant. I mean, Google Assistant is super smart and it's getting smarter and smarter every time. I mean, it's Google using Google search and giving you the best experience, but Siri haven't got to the Google Assistant level yet. And going back to what I said in the previous episode about gaming mode, I still am so annoyed by it because I'm getting every single notification from a WhatsApp group while I'm gaming. Why we can't manage notifications just with games, and why I can't mute games and listen to music. I don't want to listen to both of them at the same time. And that leads me to also one of the things that I mentioned in the previous episode, which is not having separate audio settings. But it gets worse. So I have my AirPods on, and as I told you before, that the notification audio, the system audio, and the ringtone are all in the same setting. And of course I have my ringtone to the max all the time. And this is not the worst part. The worst part that they play the maximum volume inside the headphones themselves. So when I got the notification, I flinched the hell out of myself because the volume was at its maximum. Even when I'm typing, I have the maximum sound of the keyboard tapping inside my headphones. I mean, okay, you don't have separate audio settings, but for God's sake, when I have the headphones on, don't play the maximum sound and get me deaf. And that's like my ugliest experience with the iPhone. But now let's get to the bad experience. And this category is manageable because I'm gonna get used to the iOS. It's just out of frustration and different ways of doing things. For example, in the emails app, when I was sending my first email, I didn't know how to attach a file. Normally we have a dedicated button for that, but no, you have to hold or double tap, I don't know, and then get to insert a photo or attach a file. I got used to that, no problem, but now I wanted to attach a couple of files at the same time. At first I thought I couldn't attach a couple of files at the same time, but it turned out that you have a gesture and a way to do it. Now let's move to the phone app. You have letters on the numbers on the keypad, but you can't dial a name, and at the same time, if you dial a number, you don't get a name. Then we move to the recents, which is also stupid. In this tab, I only want to see the numbers and the names that I'm actually calling. Why in God's name I have the Hangouts calls, the WhatsApp calls, the other calls on the phone in the recents, and I can't sort it or change the settings that I only want to see the actual people that I'm calling. Also, one of the things that is a bit frustrating, which is contacts managing and the settings in general. It's not like it's adding or removing a feature, it's just the way it is that is a bit frustrating. Although we have some stupid stuff and some frustrating stuff, but at the same time we have a lot of great stuff about the iOS, and I'm really enjoying the experience as a whole. So let's talk about the awesome stuff about iOS. I've said it before, but I really want to say it again, that animations are really smooth and really tempting and really mesmerizing, that you just want to use the phone and go between settings just to use these animations. I'm starting to know where things are in the settings, although I just said that it's frustrating, but they're pretty straightforward and really easy to find. I also realized that battery isn't that awful, it's gonna get you through a day, no problem, and that's because iOS has great app optimization and standby performance. And one of my favorite things about the iPhones is that their haptics is really good. Going back and using any other phone now makes you realize how good the iPhone with haptics. And about the iPhone 12 Pro specifically, I still think I picked the best option for me. The size is perfect for my hands and most people's hands. You don't feel that it's gonna slip off or go anywhere. You have a confident grip around it with its flat edges, and the display is really enjoyable. I'm having a great time with the OLED screen, watching Netflix shows and gaming, and the chip is really snappy. It doesn't know what a hiccup is. Plus, iPhone cameras are really great. The skin tones on them, the colors, all in all, I love shooting and creating with the iPhone. And that's been it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give it a sub, and don't forget that life is all about love and dance. See ya.